All right, let's talk about three little words that cause so much trouble. Much, many, and a lot of. You know that moment, right? You're about to say something and you just freeze? Is it much traffic or many traffic? It's a super common stumbling block for sure.
Well, hey, if you've ever felt that way, you're definitely not alone. But here's the good news. There's a really simple way to think about this. And I'm going to start you off with the one word that you can pretty much always use. Okay, so let's get right to it. I'm going to give you your go-to answer first. So meet your new best friend in English. The phrase, a lot of. Seriously, think of this as your hero word. It's your safest, most natural sounding choice, especially when you're making a positive statement. And what's so great about it? Well, it works for everything. It doesn't care if you can count the noun or not. See? A lot of cars. You can count cars. A lot of work. You can't really count work. It's like the Swiss Army knife of quantity words.
So here's the first big takeaway. When in doubt, if you're making a positive sentence, just use a lot of. Seriously, you really can't go wrong. Okay, but what about much and many? You still want to know how to use them correctly, right? Well, to really master them, we just have to unlock one core rule. Let's get into it. And here it is. The entire secret. The key that unlocks the whole thing is just knowing if a noun is countable or uncountable. That's it. Once you get this one concept, everything else just clicks into place.
So what's the difference? Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. Countable nouns are things you can actually count as individual items. One friend, two friends, three friends. Easy. Uncountable nouns, on the other hand, are for stuff you can't count individually. Think about liquids or big abstract ideas or materials. You can't have one water or two time, right? It just doesn't work.
Let's look at a few common examples to really nail this down. Things like friends, students, cars, books, all countable. Now for uncountable, money, water, time, work, sugar, noise. And wait a second, money? That's the one that trips a lot of people up. Think of it this way. You can count dollars, you can count coins, but you can't count the concept of money itself. It's just money. Okay, so with that in mind, here is the big rule for using much and many. This mainly applies to questions and negative sentences. It's a simple matching game. Countable nouns, get many. Uncountable nouns, get much. Let's put many into action. Friends, students, you can count them, right? So they're countable. That means we use many. I don't have many friends. Or as a question, are there many students in the class? See how that works? It sounds perfect. And now for the other side of that coin, much. Money, water, can't count them, so they're uncountable. That means we use much. I don't have much money. Or how much water do you drink a day? It just sounds right, doesn't it? That's because it follows the rule.
Awesome. You've totally got the core rules down now. So, you ready to level up? Let's look at a couple of pro tips to make your English sound even more natural.
This is a big one. Formality matters. Here's the deal. In everyday, casual speaking, a lot of is almost always your best bet. It's friendly, it's natural. Using many and much in a positive sentence, like I have many books, isn't wrong, but it can sound a bit stiff, a little formal, kind of like you're writing an essay. Okay, let's talk about adding one tiny word that changes everything. Too. When you say too much or too many, you're not just saying a lot. You're saying it's an excessive amount, a problematic amount. It has a negative feeling, like it's more than you want or need. Think about it. If someone says you put too much salt in the soup, what do they mean? They mean the soup is probably ruined. It's a bad thing. It's not a compliment on your generous salting. All right, here's one more cool trick you can do with much. It's not always about quantity. You can also use it to emphasize a comparison, to make it feel bigger and more important. Take a look at this. You could say, this car is more expensive than that one. That's fine. But if you say, this car is much more expensive, whoa, suddenly you're emphasizing that the difference in price is huge. It adds so much more impact to what you're saying. Okay, I know that was a lot of info. So let's wrap this all up and boil it down into one simple cheat sheet that you can mentally pull up anytime you need it. Just follow these 4 simple steps. First, ask yourself, is my sentence positive? If yes, boom, use a lot of. Easy. If it's a question or a negative sentence, move to step 2, check the noun. Step 3, can you count it? If yes, use many. And finally, step 4, if you can't count it, use much. That's it. That's the whole system. And there you have it. The rules seem complicated at first, but once you see the system, they're actually pretty simple, right? So, the only question left is, how many new sentences are you going to make today to practice this? Go on, give it a shot.